September 13th. My oxygen just went to 89. Dying. It was 95 a second ago. I was straining, reaching like that. That must have driven it to 89. I'm in Laramie. Saturday, September 13th, 2025. Making sure my windows are up because there's people around sleeping. Went to 90. First day back. And our apartment will be available in November. Actually, we're gonna go back in Kansas City in 2 weeks. Cause Nikki, 98. Dang. Maybe something's wrong with this thing. That doesn't seem likely. Gonna go back in 2 weeks to help, so she can help her family with going through stuff at her late grandparents' home. Gotta acclimate again, I guess. We were gone not quite a week. We got to Kansas City Monday, but we went down in elevation on Sunday. We stayed in like Lincoln, Nebraska, which is probably pretty much the same elevation as Kansas City. Pretty close to it, so like say Sunday, today's Saturday, almost a week. We haven't been at this elevation, and it was enough, I guess, to lose the adaptation. I guess it's the extra red blood cells. At least to some degree. I would like to think some of that is still there, but maybe not. So, I'm pretty tired. We drove a lot, in the last couple days, and then we got here about 2 something and had a quick lunch and charged up our EcoFlow power bank, and then just started dashing separately. I made $94, I think. It's like 21 something per active hour, 18, almost 19 per total hours, because I took a short break to go to the bathroom, find a place to go to the bathroom, and there were a couple of times there were gaps where I didn't get orders, so. But it was pretty busy. So that was a short dash, 5 hours. I guess we started that later than we normally would have here. It must have been like about 3:30 to 8:30. And I think normally we're trying to start like 2:30. So that'd been 6. So yeah. That seems to be the worthwhile time here to work. So we can make our financial goals in 6 hours. Yeah, so if we're making at least around 20 an hour, we can make 120 in 6 hours. In Kansas City, we'll have to work a lot more, which is a bummer because that leaves less energy and time for other things. But I'm tired, so my brain's not super crisp right now. Maybe I should start vlogging in the mornings. I was supposed to run today, but we drove and dashed all day, and I figured I'll just run once we get here to the Pilot gas station at night. But I'm pretty tired, and the fact that my oxygen went down to 89 with just going to my phone. See, I was at 90. Let's see if we can watch it go down while I strain. 96, 90. Maybe if I do some movement with it. I'm like tensing my abs and my glutes and my hip flexors. Oh, it went up. 98. The movement maybe that was an error. Or maybe it'll go down once I sit down. But I am at an increased altitude. It significantly went from Kansas City, which is about 970. Liberty is actually probably quite a bit higher than Kansas City. It might be like 1,000 something, but now we're 7,220. So we went up in elevation about 6,000 feet. So I'm not gonna do the run or even walk because my job of door dashing is not sedentary. I'm just gonna go be kind to myself on that and try to do a long run on Monday, see what happens. But like, should I say that on my running vlog? Like, hey, today's running vlog is I took it easy, or I didn't do a run because of altitude increase and cumulative fatigue and stuff. But what would be the footage? Would it just be like this? Because that vlog is more like spicy. It's like, hey, look at these interesting videos and clips, like real short clips and music with a voiceover. And I guess I could do it. Hey, why not? And because not running is part of running. Taking a day off of running is part of running a running plan. I might do that after this. Yeah, we had, I don't like that light hitting me there. Or is it like film noir? Is that what they, it's like, look at me, just the light on my eyes. I look like I have bags. Which I guess I probably do. Why do I have bags? So, we had a rough time. I've talked about all of this. But the past week was it was tough. We thought we were going to get into town, have an apartment, and just start living our new, mode of life. But that way, yes, there'd be challenges. We were gonna do it, but then it turned out, no, you don't even have an apartment. So then it's like, okay, I guess we're doing van life in Kansas City in the heat again, while also trying to scramble to get an apartment and figure out how to do that financially and everything, because it costs money to apply to these places, some of them $1,000 or more just to apply. And also trying to maybe scramble to get another car, because we had to boost our income to help our chances of getting an apartment, which we finally kind of dawned on us at one point, like, let's just rent a car, because they don't care about the income. They just care about the income increase. Not They don't look at our outflow. So, and plus you can make more typically than the rental costs, especially at this time of year. The prices were really low. So we ended up doing that, and now we're doing it out here, so we're making even more money, which is great. So that's good. But that was a stressful time. It was hot at night. We couldn't sleep. One night I couldn't fall asleep till 4 a.m. So that was messing up our health. I think Nikki's probably kind of sick, probably from the altitude increase, but maybe also this lack of sleep from the heat, and just the stress of trying to continue to make money door dashing, and while trying to find an apartment, dealing with that stress and all that garbage. So, and then we got it. Then we had the big breakthrough. We got the coolest apartment in town, in the area, and I hear like a dog cry out. Like he's like. Hold on. Do you hear that? You don't hear all that? There's a woman like being attacked, maybe, or I think maybe it's a dog or like a husky or something. You know how they woo woo. Let's stop. There goes again. I don't know what it is. Too much light. But I don't know. I think maybe it was a dog. I thought it was a dog. Then I thought maybe it's a woman, like in distress or something. It was like, wow, like being attacked or something horrible happened. But I think it might have been like a husky or something. They have a little dog park. Maybe it was a husky. You know how they can be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then we got the best apartment. We got the apartment. The coolest place. It was like, woohoo, celebrate. So it was like emotional roller coaster. And then it was like, let's go back. And that's what we did after she wanted to see everybody, so we saw as many people as we could, and then we Nikki being she, but that exposed us to another. That was the night I couldn't get to sleep till 4. So and then we drove. Well, and getting the rental was a big thing, which I've talked about all that. They still owe me a day. I'm going to try to get that refund. And then I had to trade that out because that one had an error, and I got this one. And then we drove and drove and got here, hit the ground running. So I'm not going to run tonight because I think my body is telling me, whoa, hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. So I'm gonna hold on. And yeah, it's a noisy place here. I keep hearing all this. It's a truck stop. It's Love's. continual busyness. But interesting stuff. I watched a bunch of Charlie Kirk stuff today because I realized, man, I didn't really know that much about him. And it was such a big deal on social media, like I talked about before. I was just struck that the reaction of people, because it's like people get shot a lot nowadays, you know, not to be callous, but it's kind of like, what's the big deal? And people are the people that even opposed him were really upset. And that was just very interesting to me. So I watched a lot of stuff on that, and I don't know that I'd say I learned a whole lot about him, but yeah, you can't learn about a person in a day of watching. But yeah, you can learn a lot, I guess. But one of the things I watched was a debate with him. I think it was the channel on YouTube is called Jubilee or something, and like they'll have like one person debate like a room full of people, you know, one at a time, a room full of people that oppose them. And that popped up when I looked up his stuff. I was like, maybe this is a good way to see what he had to say on a number of issues and stuff. And I guess I did learn he saw abortion as murder, and didn't think DEI was good, and he what else? I think he was basically like trans women and men aren't women and men kind of thing. Like conservative. And I know he is a Christian apologist too, but that didn't really come up as much there, unless people were just trying to basically use Christianity to make his belief in that to make him look like he was foolish or something. But that show was kind of, I didn't care too much for it, for the main reason being that it wasn't like productive conversations. It was like a large portion of it was people just trying to make him look bad, trying to make him. They weren't really trying to win arguments as much as they were trying to get him to say something that made him look, that discredited him. And that's not, to me, what a spirit of debate is, or how you learn and grow. You can take ideas and you know, talk about, does that make sense, and why or why not, and why you agree and disagree. But it was a lot of shouting over and interrupting, and I guess maybe red herrings, which he said, Charlie said, you told people they were presenting red herrings, and people said, no, I wasn't. And I think that's a hard one to tell, is it a red herring or not, because I could see bringing up, you know, adjacent topics to illustrate a point or something, or to kind of help explain or illustrate a point. But the other thing was, in that show, I don't know if you've seen it, but like the people in the room people run to a chair to be the first one to talk to them on an issue, and which I think is kind of weird, a bad setup. But if 11, it's 20 or 21, or I saw different numbers, like the title would say so and so debates 25 people, but then it would say Well, like on the thumbnail, then on the top, on the title, it would say 20. But anyway, if 11 people, while he's debating one person, if 11 people raise a red flag, then that person has to stop, because there's a time clock, and the clock is stopped. Then they have people run again, and it seemed to me like that was like saying that was almost making the environment of, okay, the goal of the people in the room, the 20 or 25 people, whatever it is to win, in the sense of discredit the person and make them look bad as quickly as possible or something. Because it's like, there was people of varying intelligence, or verbal intelligence at least, but it wasn't the most intelligent people that had the most interesting where the most interesting conversations occurred. Like, the smartest kid there was just, to me, it seemed continually trying to make him look stupid and not really get to the heart of the issues as to why these are right or wrong, and be genuine about it. But so that was kind of probably not the best way to learn about him. But you know, he has upset a lot of people, because, you know, I'm trying to be careful and think about what I really want to say, and not say things in a more offensive way than necessary. But there's certain things that just, at a certain point, I don't know when it started, 2015 maybe, if there was definitely a turning point, though. But like, if there came a point where, like, if you disagreed with certain things, like, you just became a demon in the eyes of the other side, you know, of the opposition that you're disagreeing with. And I think that's why people hated him so much, because he would say certain things that would just invoke wrath. You know, and it's like he was really just being intellectually honest, following the logical conclusion of what certain things, you know, certain ideas, if you follow them logically, kind of lead to other ideas. And I don't even want to say the things because they're so inflammatory, and I don't think they're necessarily the most important things to do or say at this stage, I guess. So I generally just avoid them, you know, because at some point it's like, what's the point of going around talking about these things? And I guess Charlie Kirk would have probably thought I was horrible for saying that, because his whole life was about talking about these things, and, you know, and because they were of utmost importance, you know, and I guess I can see his point. But the thing there is, are you are you changing the minds of these people, the true people that are behind, that are causing the most opposition on the other side, the zealots and the people that are really driving it all? Are you changing their minds? I don't think so. And maybe he'd have a different, maybe he'd say, you know what, yeah, actually I have changed certain people. And you could argue, if you change one person's mind, maybe that's enough, and that's worth it. And I don't know. I've done, like I said before, like I've done a lot of stuff like what he did a fair amount in my life, um, and I just felt that at some point it was not the way to go. It was ineffective. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just you're not going to change these people's minds for the most part. And you're just going to create a lot of animosity. In fact, you might repel people more. It seems like the better way to go is to behave the way you think is right, and to let that be a light, an example, because that's a whole different world from just saying the words. And like, well, this is right because ABC, and so you should believe this. If you want to be a logical, reasonable person, you would believe this because here's the logical syllogism that led me to my belief. And it's like, I hear that. Logic has directed a lot of my beliefs, but more often than not, that's not how you're going to change people's minds. So it's an interesting thing, but a lot of people did not like him, thought he was a bad person, actually, you know, because I don't know. It's just unfortunate how things have become, and there's so much I feel like I can't even say, because in today's world we're not really free totally to say everything we want to say, but there's certain things that it used to be considered pretty unanimously, this is how it is, this is what's right and this is wrong, and this is why. And then suddenly it's just like, or I say suddenly, but it's like over some span of time, it's like, no, that's not, now you're wrong. And that's a good thing. Instead of, and if you think otherwise, you're evil. And it's like, what? What happened? It doesn't make sense, and the reasons don't make sense to me. It's like, what? I just can't make sense of it, and I don't understand it. And now I'm bad, and you know, and even other things like people that hated Donald Trump, and people that voted and hated the people that voted for him, especially the first time around. I'm not talking necessarily about the second or whatever, but I was always kind of like, why do you hate him? I mean, like, with such vitriol, it's like, yeah, I know he's not like Mr. Rogers or something, and he said a couple insensitive things, but I've said insensitive things. I mean, I don't. Most people have that I have known, and plus, you don't need Mr. Rogers to run the most powerful country in the world. I mean, I'm not saying someone like Mr. Rogers couldn't do it well, but I'm just saying that's not the main thing you need. The world is a scary place. The world is a brutal, violent place. It is. It just is. But I don't understand. It's very extreme polarization, and I don't know why the guy shot him. Like I said, I don't want to be a broken record here, but it could have just been he was just delusional or hallucinating, didn't even know what he was doing. Could have been that someone put him up to it for some agenda. It could have been that he just thought Charlie Kirk was an evil conservative. I don't know. But everyone still seems to be reacting like, oh, it's because they disagree with his views. Like, well, I don't think we know that. But if that's the reason, it's kind of like, dang. It's like, getting canceled is one thing. Whatever that really means, that's a whole nother topic. It's like, what do you mean I'm canceled? I guess if a social media platform blocks you, that's pretty canceled. But it's to get killed. I mean, but that's Jesus was killed for what he said and did, and so were a lot of early Christians were killed for being Christian, and so this isn't anything new, I guess. It's new in this country, in the history of this country, but not in the history of the world. So anyway, I'm not sure what else to say about that, but I'm tired. Probably need to drink more water. Well, my pee is quite clear, so maybe I'm okay. But I don't know. Usually I make some really rough notes about my vlog, and I haven't done that in a while because we've just been non-stop. I haven't written this whole week. I haven't done any writing. Even longer than that, because I didn't write up in the mountains. And so when I don't write for a while, my brain gets kind of clogged with ideas. It's like they get chaotic or something, get disorganized. It's like I need to be writing them down. Yeah. I might get the warning that I've overdone my time soon, so I don't want to deal with having to throw away the video again. I guess I'll stop now. I wish I could talk longer, but I am worried about my storage. I don't know, should I push it or not? I don't know, maybe some things I was thinking about was like, it's important to try to tell the truth, I think. I know I share my thoughts a lot in my writing and in my vlogs, and I think it's important to share your thoughts. I think that's a good thing to do. It's a form of just, that in itself is a form of truth, because it's being transparent and truthful about what you're thinking. And so I'm not hiding something. But it's also important to align your thoughts with the overarching truth. It's like, if I said, well, I feel like Love's travel stops are the best truck stop, but if they're actually the worst, because I haven't really paid attention to other truck stops, I shouldn't go around saying Love's are the best travel stop or best truck stop. That's just a stupid example. I don't know anything about them. I don't know that they're the best. I don't even really go inside. So, but it's an interesting thing. It's like you've got to be honest with what you say and think, and honest with what sharing what you think, and but you've also got to be careful to not let, like, I don't know how to like explain it, but like I think you've got to be careful to not let what you think be an idol. Well, this people that do this are bad, and it's like, well, wait a second. Are you just talking about, like, that's the thought and the feeling you have? You could say, well, I feel like it seems to me that people that do this are bad. And I think you got to question it yourself. You got to kind of pose this counter argument. As I think you should be like, play the devil's advocate, essentially. Be like, well, why do you believe that? Well, because of A. Well, are all these people, is that a legitimate reason? And if so, why? It's like, well, I think it is because B, it's like, yeah. It's just an analyzing of, am I on the right track? Am I in line with what's true to the best of my ability? Am I following truth? Truth being reality, essentially. In the sense, I understand the idea of, people talk about like my truth, or like maybe a subjective kind of truth, maybe, but like, I think there is an overarching truth that is objective. I mean, scientific facts and things like that, which I understand you can get more light and later find out that things that you thought were right weren't, but to the best of your ability and the information available, it's like this car that I'm in exists, and you could argue, well, maybe I'm just a brain in a vat that is being stimulated to think I'm in a car that exists, maybe. But to the best of our ability and existing knowledge, we don't know that. And so assumed that I'm not a brain in a vat, just being led to believe a car's here when it's not. This car exists. It's like, that's the truth I'm talking about. It's like, it's here. It can be measured. Other people come along and be like, yes, I see this car. And, so I think it's important to try to line yourself up with what's true and not just go off of what you feel like or the whim you think you have in your head. And I don't want to be guilty of that. And I'm sorry if I ever have in any of my writing or speaking, because I think everyone tends to do that. Someone just be like, well, I feel like that. It just seems to me like this. And I think it's okay to say that, but I think you also have to be like, caveat, that is what it seems or feels like to me. Or I'm not saying that is objective truth, But the other fact too is you have to move forward in life based off of imperfect knowledge too. At times, you can't. But I think it's important to know that you are doing that as well. It's like, well, this is what it seems to me is right, and I don't know for sure that it is or isn't. So, God, it's kind of like, God, have mercy on me, because this is the best I can do, and if it's wrong, God, have mercy, help me to forgive me and help me get on the right track and keep me from causing any pain or suffering to the people around me or the world around me if there's something I'm not understanding. So I think that it's important, and I'm going to try to make a commitment to doing that in the things I say and write about, and when, and at least saying, I don't know if this is fact, but this is how it seems to me. And I think that's worth a lot too, though, to just be like, this is how it seems. And say, talk to me. People challenge me, and challenge yourself. Even in, is that right? And so that's a topic I've been thinking about. It's like trying as best as you can to tell the truth, to do what's right, and to think what's right, and to check yourself on your own thinking and your own actions, and testing it against reality. So anyway, I guess I'm tired and I can't think of a whole lot of other stuff, but I'll probably get clarity as I start writing. We're planning on writing again tomorrow, doing our regular schedule, going to the university and stuff, and hopefully Nikki does well. She's not feeling well, so hopefully she can adjust to I think it's probably the altitude, but yeah. God bless everybody watching and everybody not watching. I pray that you all are happy and healthy and strong, and continue upward spiral of a fulfilling life, whoever you are. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.